Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome into the facility. I must start the show by saying this. Happy Juneteenth. Happy
say that first. That's the first thing.
Happy Juneteenth, James.
Brother.
Happy Juneteenth.
Who's the blame? Who's the blame that you gotta even introduce?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Rick, when you get on set momentarily, I'm expecting a happy Juneteenth from you. Happy Juneteenth. Hey, y'all, make sure you tell your black friends wherever they are. Happy Juneteenth. Not sure how. Bang.
Boom.
Bang. Boom, bop, bang, bop, bang.
This is a big day for us.
A gigantic day. I don't think there's a... Let them free.
Man.
Free. Why them free? You say it with an accent.
You're Nigerian.
I am, but I don't sound like that.
Go, he just...
We're giving you love. Let them free.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this is a facility. You all could be watching any show. You're hanging out with us. We don't take it for granted. A gigantic day today. I do not know how we're going to get everything in today, but thank y'all for hanging out wherever you're watching from, however you're watching, however you're tuning in. Hopefully you had a great breakfast. Congratulations. Oh, you woke up this morning. We woke up this morning free enough to do this show. Right, Shady? Right.
Say it again.
Thanks.
Ancho meal. Let them free.
All right, let's get to it. The Ravens, they signed Jaire Alexander somehow, some way, and I would suggest this might be the biggest move of the entirety of the offseason. In case you missed it, turn your volumes up, lock in, because this is no small deal. Lamar Jackson and Jaire Alexander both played together in college in Louisville. Jaire Alexander, a multiple-time All-Pro cornerback, and you can see the multiple-time MVP is ecstatic that his former college teammate is in the building. James, let me start by trying to preface just how big a deal this is. James Jones, man to my left, he won a Super Bowl. But the only time he won a Super Bowl, I suggest only, was when Aaron Rodgers had a top-5 defense.
Only time.
If you give an elite quarterback a top-5 defense, they should give you Super Bowls in return. The one time Aaron Rodgers was given a top-5 defense, he won a Super Bowl. Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls. But of those 7 Super Bowls, the 5 times he had a top-5 defense, those were the times he won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Of the 7, 5 times he had a top-5 defense, he won a Super Bowl. I suggest that to say, if you have an elite defense, you win Super Bowls. Yep. Fascinating about Lamar Jackson, he's been given a top-5 defense 4 times and has yet to win a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers got it once, he won. Tom Brady, of his 7 Super Bowl wins, 5 times a top-5 defense. Lamar Jackson has had a top-5 defense 4 times, yet to have a Super Bowl. But I would suggest once again, he's staring in the eyes of a top-5 defense. I think this move is gigantic. Would you say Jaire Alexander makes the Ravens the best team in the AFC?
Man, on paper, Acho, yes. On paper, I mean, you get Malachi Starks out of the draft to go next to Cal Hamilton, who is already an all-pro safety. Now you get Jaire to go on the other side of your first rounder in Wiggins. And you got Humphreys there still. You still got Roquan Smith in the middle of that defense. This is a phenomenal football team on paper. Right now, I cannot say there's a better team in the AFC on paper than the Baltimore Ravens. Obviously, we know you have to play the game. But if Lamar Action Jackson is Lamar Action Jackson in the playoffs, because that's where they will be. They are going to be in the playoffs under Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson of the regular season in the playoffs, this could be the year of vengeance that Lamar Jackson is talking about, that he finally gets to that game. Jaire is huge, man. Jaire is a lockdown corner. Jaire is a corner that can travel. Jaire is a corner that can move into the slot. Jaire is a corner that it don't matter if you have size as a corner. It don't matter if you quick and shifty as a wide receiver. Jaire can cover all of them. We've seen him handle Justin Jefferson. We've seen him handle all different types of receivers. He's a game changer on that defensive side of the ball of the way you can even call a game. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes with the Green Bay Packers. When he was on the football field, it was a different defense, and the game was called different because he can lock down. This is huge for him. But Lamar still has to be Lamar when the playoffs come.
Yeah, I agree. I think this makes this team a little bit more dangerous. But to say they're the best in the AFC, I can't do that.
the last 5-6 years, we know what team that is. That's the Chiefs. At the worst, they're going to be in the AFC Championship game, and at their best, in the Super Bowl. That's all they do for the last 5-6 years, so I can't say that they are the best team in the AFC. But I will say this, though. They make them a lot more dangerous, because now you don't have to say a really, really good corner, a really good all-pro corner. You got a dog over there. Ooh. I don't know if y'all really watch him, but he a dog, man.
Yes,
There's a lot of really good players, but it's not a lot of dogs. And I watch him not back down from nobody. When you're in a division against a guy like Justin Jefferson, who all he does is give out crazy work.
Crazy.
But he never backed down. I want that challenge. Now, I see him take picks from Minnesota and do the gritty in the end zone because he is that type of dog. And I think you match up with a guy like him that's coming over. And another thing is, like, he took less money to come over there to the Ravens. He must have seen the potential. Okay, this team is good, right? They might need that extra piece. They might need an extra dog. You add him in there with Kyle Hamilton. You add him in there with Marlon Humphreys, right? And then Nate Wiggins, Nate Wiggins, the young rookie from Clemson, who's a dog. Yeah. They're going to be good, real good.
They have to be good. To me, what the Eagles are to the NFC, the Ravens should be to the AFC as far as dominance on paper. The Ravens are the only team in football that have 5 All-Pros starting on defense since 2022. 5 of them. Not 5 Pro Bowlers, not 5 kind of good players, 5 All-Pros. Jaire Alexander, Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey, Madubuike, and then Roquan Smith. 5 All-Pros. 5 first-round picks just at DB alone. Okay, bring me on camera. They don't need to see that anymore. When I think about the Baltimore Ravens, it's simple for me. They could have the best cornerback tandem in football. When you think about Jaire Alexander and Nate Wiggins, or Jaire Alexander and Marlon Humphrey. And if Malachi Starks is in the league, what he showed the potential to be in college at Georgia, they should and could have the best safety tandem in football. So you got the best cornerback tandem in football. You got the best safety tandem in football. You have arguably the best linebacker in football in Roquan Smith. I would suggest Fred Warner. If you want to say Roquan Smith, I won't argue with you. And then Madubuike, you have a top 5 defensive lineman in all of football. I would suggest his ability to play the run and rush the passer. So you got the best cornerback tandem in football, potentially the best safety tandem in football. You have one of the best, if not the best, linebackers in football, then one of the best defensive linemen in football. Then on offense, littered with first-round picks. Littered with first-round picks. I need them to step up. Zay Flowers, I need them to step up. Rashad Bateman, I need them to step up. DeAndre Hopkins, I need them to step up. But littered with first-round picks all across the offense. What the Eagles are to the NFC, the Ravens should be to the AFC as it pertains to dominance, especially on paper. I do not know what can stop them 2-5. I just don't know. When you got Derrick Henry plus Lamar Jackson plus Zay Flowers, that's just offensively. Then defensively, it's nothing but animals.
Yeah, but it's this team, man. They got a big-size coach and a really, really great quarterback with good hair. That's the Chiefs. And it's like, I don't even care what the paper says. I watched last year the Bills not have much on paper, and they go to the AFC Championship game. I watched the Chiefs. People don't look at it the same because it's Patrick Mahomes and it's the Chiefs and Andy Reid, but they didn't really have much on offense. They dealing with reserves. A lot of guys was injured. Backups got to go in there and start. And they went all the way to the AFC Championship game, then they went to the Super Bowl. So at this rate, man, we can look at paper, right? I was once with this team they labeled as the dream team.
Yeah, very true.
And we had a lot of first round. We had a lot of talent. I mean, it was speed everywhere. It was size. It was muscles. It was everything. It was coaches. We can't lose. How we going to lose?
Lost a lot of them.
And you know what we did? Now, we started out 4-1.
Yeah.
And we ended. When we ended, James, we only won 4 games. So the paper don't matter to me. What matters is actually going out there and getting it done. And they're like, you know who you got to face. See, the thing that's beautiful about this sport of football is there ain't no playoffs where you got to face 5 teams or play one team 5 times. It's one time. And every time we get to this point, it's going to be 2 teams. It's going to be the Bills or the Chiefs. And we know that. So Ravens, y'all know who y'all got to face. Y'all know what it is.
What's stopping them, though?
You know what?
You said there's a dude over there, big coach. And who else you said?
Quarterback with good hair.
Quarterback with good hair.
Number 15. And then in Buffalo, it's cold, but they got this quarterback that's like Superman.
Yeah.
That's it, though.
And that's what's stopping them.
Yeah.
Those 3.
But to me...
Because number 8's a Superman, too.
Correct.
Yes.
Just not in the playoffs.
Correct.
Josh got Superman numbers in the playoffs. So does Patty. The only person without Superman numbers in the playoffs is Lamar. And he's the only one that ain't beat.
See, I can't buy that. I can't
have to.
If you watch that last playoff game against Ravens versus the Bills, You can't put that on Lamar.
But you got to go the whole game.
Got to go the whole game.
Why
Not the
we
second
all-
half. Not the second half.
Time out for a second.
I'm time all
Y'all
the
all
way.
play football.
Yes, sir,
So
we
y'all
do.
just play perfect games?
No. But I was never a
hold
two-time
on.
MVP.
Wait, time out.
Personally.
Well, Pat don't always play perfect games either.
He doesn't, but he wins them.
Bro, stop with the malarkey. All right, seriously. Lamar didn't play well the first half. Second half was on fire.
Fire.
And then my all-pro tight end drops the pass to
the
tie the
two-point
game, and we
conversion.
played it on Lamar Jackson?
Yes.
I was always sought this, fellas. You ready? You know the pro, they take that chest.
Pat the chest.
It ain't how you start the game.
How you finish?
All right, and he finished strong.
Here's my thing, though, because
did.
even when Shady was talking about Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, that's no longer an acceptable excuse for me for why Lamar Jackson hasn't gotten to one. It's no longer an acceptable, and I put in quotes the words excuse. Patrick Mahomes is great. Andy Reid is maybe the greatest. But y'all know this, and we know this, I would suggest, and I would hope better. Football's the ultimate team sport. Yeah. If this was a game of basketball, if it was tennis, we all just watch Coco Gauff win individually. If it's basketball, only 5 players on the court at a time, then you could suggest to me that one Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and one J-Dub could win a whole thing. It's football. It's 11 people.
No doubt.
At the point in which Lamar Jackson has gone to war with Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen and Marlon Humphrey and Kyle Hamilton and Jadeveon Clowney and Madu BK, at the point in which he's gone to war with those people and didn't win, at the point in which, Shady, I'm looking at it, he had a number 1 defense in 2023. The number 1, not 2, 3, number 1. 2022, he had the number 3 defense. 2019, he had the number 3 defense. 2020, he had the number 2 defense.
Yeah.
It's no longer an excuse because Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are absolutely phenomenal, and you can never discredit them. But we're talking about 2 people. Offensively, bring in Travis Kelce. Now we're talking about 3 people. The Ravens have gone to battle. Shady, I said 5 All-Pros on defense alone. You talk about the Cowboys, they had 9 All-Pros. Mind you, 1 was a punter, 1 was a kicker, and 1 was a kick returner. You talk about the Ravens, they have 5 All-Pros on defense alone starting. Not kickers, not punters, not long snappers, bona fide dudes. Lamar, it has to be enough.
And not only that, because
Lamar's just
even every time we stand up here and I argue for Aaron Rodgers, I said we didn't get back to another Super Bowl. So I understand you saying it ain't just one person, but it ain't just one game for Lamar.
Yeah.
It's plenty of games in the playoffs that Lamar Jackson has not looked like the MVP Lamar Jackson, and that's the problem. Whether we like it or not, you can't have a bad first half against Patty and Josh. You can't. Yeah. It's going to be hard to overcome. Them dudes ain't making mistakes like that. So Lamar Jackson, you have to be the best player on the field. You have to. And in the playoffs, he hasn't. And that is, to me, is what's stopping them from getting to the Super Bowl. Even when they had the number 1 defense and they had Patty and them at the crib, their defense pitched a shutout in the second half.
Correct.
Yeah.
And Lamar and them couldn't score. Lamar, you the MVP. You got to score. You at the crib. You got to score. You got to win some of those games.
It's just mind-blowing to think that Lamar gets blamed for all this. I guess he's the best player. Is that how it works?
That's how it works.
He's by far the best player.
It's terrible. But y'all played this thing, man. Y'all suit up. Y'all put that helmet on. Y'all put that mouthpiece in.
No doubt.
You smell that grass on Sunday.
Correct.
And y'all blame him for everything. Like this last game he had against the Bills. That was all on him?
Not all.
No,
Of course, not all.
I'm not saying all, but I'm saying he wasn't at his best, though.
Yeah.
He would look damn good
He
in
didn't
that
turn the
second
ball
half.
over for like 10 weeks straight, and then you get into the playoff game, you want to do it twice in the first half?
And then what, though, James?
And then you lost.
There is no and then what? Yeah, and then you lost 2-5.
Cool. So I guess from now on, I'm gonna write that down too. Y'all say some crazy things on the show. Man. So now the dude got to be perfect from quarter 1 to 4. He played bad the first half. Cool. The second half, how he look like that?
He looked great. I'm not saying you got to play
brought them boys
perfect.
all the way
I'm just saying
back.
you got to play better than Patty and Josh.
That's it.
In sports, there's all type of games we can watch. You go to the classics and you see guys that play bad in the first half, and they have a great second half.
No
and
question.
then memories are made. So if the tight end catches that pass, because you're all pro, right? You tie the game up, and then anything can go from there. But that could be the story for the decade.
Here's what you know, though, Shady. Here's what you know is that at the point in which Lamar has yet to even get to the game, that's where there's no longer an excuse. If it was once, I'm with you. If it was just this last Bills game, fine. But you got to talk about the Ravens game at the bank the year before against the Chiefs when you had the number 1 defense in football, and the Kansas City Chiefs were limping into that game. They did not have receivers that could catch the ball. We were talking about it most notably. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he was one of the leading receivers that year. Lamar Jackson, you get sacked, fumbled early on in that game. Chiefs recover. Chiefs are going in. All of a sudden, you get no points. Before we look up, the Chiefs, who could not score on offense that year, could not score. They had 14 points to Lamar Jackson, you're 3. and now the game is over before we know it. Like James said, I think the Ravens either pitched a shutout in the second half or only allowed 3 points in the second half. Your defense only gives up 17 points, if I'm not mistaken, to that Chiefs team, and you lost.
Yeah.
Like, so
the Zay Flowers fumble on the 1 yard, that don't matter either.
Of course it matters. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. But what I am suggesting is we've seen great quarterbacks overcome the mistakes of themselves or the mistakes of their teammates.
Well,
and unfortunately, Lamar Jackson has not to win.
Well, look. It's Lamar's fault. Cool. I'm with you guys.
Not all his fault, and I don't want to be facetious.
I'm putting most of it on Lamar because last year going to play Josh Allen, Lamar clearly had the better team.
Yeah.
Clearly. We didn't even think Josh should be there. Josh played out of his mind. I got newfound respect because I wasn't on Josh Allen's roller coaster. Me and you argue about that a lot.
I was right about that, too. But
you was right about that. But Lamar's going in there with the better team. He did not outplay Josh.
Yeah.
When Patty came to you at the crib, it wasn't even close.
It
was not close. And you did not win that game, and you did not look like the MVP Lamar. That's all I'm saying. In the playoffs, we need that dude. If we get half of that dude, you in 1 or 2 of these Super Bowls.
Yeah.
You are, because your teams is that good.
That's all it is for me. He doesn't got to go to everyone.
No.
But at the point in which Lamar, I think, is going on year 7 and has had 4 number 1 defenses, I need you to go to 1. Again, Aaron Rodgers had a top 5 defense once. He went to 1 and he won it. Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls. 5 of those were top 5 defenses. Lamar has had 4 top 5 defenses, and I'm not counting his rookie year because that would really make 5 top 5 defenses. Just get to 1. Just get to. You're great. You're greater than everybody else. Get to 1.
I mean, they've been winning. He got to get to that game. They going to win. Lamar going to win. They going to be in the playoffs. He got to find a way to get to that game.
Hey, there was some interesting news, a little polarizing news from one of the most polarizing players yesterday. Shedeur Sanders, speeding ticket, 100 miles an hour, going 104, I believe, in a 61. Gets pulled over for it, I think it was 12:24 a.m. Hey, how big a deal is that? Shedeur Sanders, one of the most polarizing players, gets a speeding ticket yesterday. We got to talk about it. Don't forget, check us out every day, Fox Sports Channel, Sirius XM. Hey, Shedeur Sanders was issued a speeding ticket in Cleveland yesterday. He was driving 101 miles per hour, which is 41 miles per hour over the 60 miles per hour speed limit. Shedeur either has to pay the $250 fine or fight the ticket in court. Bringing us on camera before we get started, Slick, I think you were going to say something.
Yes, I was.
What's going on, bro?
Bet.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Hey, me and my people, we appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I know you're a true brother, dog.
Me and my people.
You know
Right
here,
here, Slick.
You know what I'm saying?
Happy Juneteenth, brother.
You can tell somebody that respects and been around brothers, man.
Yes, sir.
My brother.
Appreciate
Happy
that.
Juneteenth.
It's been a long time coming.
I appreciate being the DII
Yes, sir.
hire
No
on
doubt.
the show.
It was necessary on today. It was necessary. It couldn't just be the brothers working on Juneteenth. We called Slick up literally this morning. It's 7:21 here Pacific time. I called him at 7:20. I said, Slick, it's Juneteenth.
Yeah.
I said, Slick, we got Shady working, we got James Jones working, I'm working. I said, Slick, we need you here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And I heard him on speaker. He said, my brother, I got you.
And he said bang. and he said bang.
I go too far.
Hey, can we start the blocks with the music with a little Tupac, right? With a little Biggie?
We don't have the rights. We just don't have the rights.
Oh, okay.
Some things aren't yet free, Shady, and that is one of them. Shady, how bad of a look is Shedeur Sanders' 100-mile-per-hour speeding ticket?
Oh, that's 100? Shoot, I got him beat. Let me tell you something, right? Now, the first thing I checked was he drinking?
That's it.
Yeah. Nope. First thing I checked. Yep.
Was he high? Nope. Oh, so he's just another 21, 22-year-old kid that got some money that's chesting out the car, because I did that. And the funny thing is, a lot of players I played with, they did that. And it's not, let's make it okay, but people on TV, right, viewers out there, you got kids, you got cousins, you got nephews, you got nieces, they might get the same type of speeding ticket. The difference is he might got a couple M's in his pocket, so now his car might be a little faster. So now you might be going 85 and a 65, but he gonna go 105 and a 65. So I don't make a big deal of this thing, man. They're gonna talk to him about it. Hey, you can be better. But that's what that is every day, a 22-year-old kid being a 22-year-old kid that got some money.
Yeah, I agree with Shady a lot. I can't excuse it in its entirety because at the end of the day, going 100 miles per hour, nothing good's gonna happen when you're going that fast. I can't excuse it in its entirety. But to Shady's point, I did things like that when I was 23, 24, 21, 22. The brain doesn't even fully develop, many psychologists would suggest, until 25. So I don't think it's a good look, obviously. It's not that bad of a look, but it does make me cognizant of, like, this is what you sign up for when you sign up for a 23-year-old on your team. Now, you also sign up for the athleticism. You sign up for the fact that they probably won't get hurt as often. You sign up for they don't have to stretch or sit in the sauna before they go out to practice. They can just get up and go. You sign up for that spry youth as well, but that's why they say, what is it, youth is wasted on the young. Because this is what you sign up for. I doubt Joe Flacco is speeding 100 miles an hour, but I don't know if his heart can take it. James Jones is 40, he can attest to. I don't know, can 40-year-olds go that fast, James?
I have gotten speeding tickets for rolling. And I was over 25. And my brain was fully developed.
So, like, I don't think it's not a good look, but it's just immaturity. That's all it is. It's immaturity. Like, I used to go that fast when I was that young. Now I'd be scared to drive that fast. Like, I'm just too scared to go that fast. I don't know if y'all heard of the Autobahn or been on the Autobahn. The Autobahn in Germany, it has no speed limit.
Yep.
I was flying back from overseas about 2 months ago. We were on vacation. I'm in Germany. I'm going to some pub just because it was late at night. I wanted to eat before my flight. And I'm on the Autobahn. And I'm sitting there next to my chief of staff. And we're going so fast. I text her. I was like, I don't feel safe. I want to slow down. And I'm like, God, Acho, you old.
Man.
Like, back when I was 20, I would have loved the Autobahn, no speed limit. Now I'm going 115, and all I'm thinking about is, like, what if a tire pops?
Yep.
What if somebody, I'm just like, but I'm just old now. Like, I'm just old. When I was 22, 23, I would have loved it.
And the only thing about that real quick is, only thing I do hate about the situation is that they're going to find a way to make this about football, right? And instead of talking how good he's playing in OTAs, how he's playing so well that as a fifth rounder, we talking about, hey, let's split some of these reps up with the ones. Yeah. We're not going to talk about that. Oh, he's immature. How can he lead a team if he's driving? They're going to find a way to make an excuse for Shedeur, and I hate that. But other than that, that's just a young kid being a young kid.
First off, the main thing that he needs to understand, number one, this is a lesson. He's not the first person to get a speeding ticket. It's not that big of a deal. But a couple things for me right here. Coach Mike always used to tell us the coaches hated the off season because you weren't under their roof. We don't know what Shady Acho doing. We don't know what JJ out there doing, right? So we know they got to be at practices early. We know they probably going to bed and all. We don't know what they doing. So you're scared in the off season because these dudes is up late, they chilling with their homies, all that. Bad things can happen. So, number one, get your butt in the house at a good time, right? Because it's lessons. Number two, Mama used to tell me a lot of stuff, but Grandma taught me a lot too.
Okay, what Grandma say?
And Grandma always used to tell me once I started making plays and all that in college, she said, grandson, it's a lot of people want to see you lose. Don't give them any opportunity to see you lose. Handle your business the right way. Right now, Shedeur, you are winning. You are playing well. You handle yourself off the field well because let's not get it twisted. Shedeur has been perfect in every situation to the media. This is his first little bump in the road, as we can say, and it's a speeding ticket. So just don't give them anything, man, to go back to Cleveland. Oh, kid, immature. Don't give them anything. It's a lot of people that want to see you lose. I want to see you win, young fella. Just handle your business. This is a lesson. Learn from it. You know what I mean? And understand that things like that can't happen, but this ain't a big deal, man. Just learn from this one.
That's not a big thing. And for almost anybody else, it would not be a thing at all. And I was older than 23, and I was testing out how fast my car could go. So I've been there. And a lot of this has to, you know, a little after midnight. Yeah. What's the highway? It's wide open. You know, was it safe, unsafe? We don't know all that. The one issue that I have with it is Shedeur Sanders wasn't a fifth-round pick because of his talent.
Good point.
It was because of his decision-making, maybe his name, maybe his reputation. And to Shady's point, like, don't give him any reasons to go back to that. Don't give him any reasons to say, see, this is why he was a fifth-round pick. This is why, in spite of his talent. So it's the awareness that because you have that Sanders name, and because now you're in the NFL, and now people are going to pick at you, they're going to look for reasons to downgrade you, you got to be better than just what everybody else is doing. And you guys know that as pro athletes, as being visible. Like, It just comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Like you can say, oh my boy, well, other people get away with this. It's like, yeah, but you're not just other people.
Yeah, really good
And that's the part that I think he will get to understand. But look, if this is the lesson that gets him there,
correct.
Man, this is a fairly good way to get there.
And where I am is like, don't make the big mistake. That's a big thing to me. I talk to Shady about a lot of stuff off camera all the time. It's like, hey, you don't have the luxury to do certain things. Mm-hmm. With all due respect, Shedeur, you don't have the luxury to speed because you're Shedeur Sanders, because you're fighting for a starting job, and people are oftentimes looking for, why can't I start him? Hey, is he going to be speeding the night before game day and now he got to go fight this ticket? And as a quarterback, you don't have the luxury to do certain things. Wide receiver, to some degree, do what you want. James, you know this. DB, to some degree, do what you want. But as a quarterback, you don't have that luxury. Also, let's make sure we're not talking about you for any reason other than football. 257 players were drafted in this most recent draft. The non-football reasons we're talking about, the Bengals defensive end first-round pick, he ain't signed his contract, so we've been talking about him a little bit. And then Shedeur, of all 257, why you?
Yeah.
And even if you are going speed, why you the one that got caught? There's 257 of y'all that was drafted now. Yeah. So, why you, the most famous one, the most polarizing one, you don't have that luxury. And no, it is not fair, but I tell people all the time, especially navigating in Hollywood, navigating in L.A., hey, Acho, why don't you I ain't got the luxury to do that, bro, because my name can go across the ticker. Hey, why don't you come here and do? I don't have that luxury. And so I think Shedeur has to understand, you lose a lot of luxuries. When you become a millionaire counterintuitively, when you become famous counterintuitively, you lose a lot of luxuries that other people have.
And because his name. Even with us being on TV right now, if James Jones was driving into work going to Hunt, they'd have gave me a ticket, I've been over here talking with y'all. You know what I'm saying? It would have been across no tickers because of your name, too. It's a lot of attention on your name, and that's why I'm saying, man, just learn from this. It's a lot of people that want to see you fail. Don't give them anything, any option to talk about you bad on TV or whatever, or any excuse to not let you go out there and do your job.
He like I'm older, because I might just try my luck today. See how fast my you know what I mean?
Take care of yourself, man.
See if my wheels go fast as they used to.
We know they go fast. We see you put what you
don't do it.
Just Google how fast it goes. How fast does Bentley Rolls Royce?
So don't try it.
No. We're trying to keep you safe.
Get out to a track and do a hot lap.
That's it. And the way you were acting in that Indy car, Shady, I already know. You're not trying to see anything over 110. Hey, when we return, he cuts on a dime on the football field, though. Hey, when we return, SGA, MVP. But can he be a finals MVP? What would that mean? Again, SGA could do so much tonight that would change the trajectory of his entire future. That's Hey, Thunder, they play tonight. They can seal the whole deal. They are one game away from winning their first championship in the history of that franchise, and SGA is ahead of the Snakes, self-admittedly. Hey, SGA is averaging 32, 5, and 5 in this series. He already won a regular season MVP, but got the NBA expert up here to tell us, Rick, when people win MVPs, particularly finals MVPs, it changes everything. Even if they're not that good in the regular season, it changes everything. My friend Nick Foles, he wins the finals MVP. He has a statue outside of Lincoln Financial Field that will not be removed because he won a Super Bowl MVP. When you win MVP of a championship, your whole life changes. SGA is 48 minutes away from doing so, of which he'll probably play 40 to 42 minutes away from doing so. So if he does, in fact, win it all and gets the finals MVP, what's to do for his legacy?
It would complete the greatest season that a point guard in the history of the NBA has ever had.
It's tough to argue, Slick.
Because we've never had one with a scoring title, regular season MVP, title, and finals MVP. And the only other guard to do that is Michael Jordan. So it puts him in incredibly rare air. I would say that with this, combined with the fact that this is the third consecutive season that he's been first team All-NBA and he was a runner-up in the MVP voting a year ago, that he's at 26, about to turn 27, he's a lock for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And we talked about it previously in terms about what this might do. I have him in the top 10 of point guards of all time. And that might sound crazy when you think about he just kind of arrived and he just had this season. And I would push back a little bit on that. He's been like this for 3 seasons now, consecutive seasons. And this isn't going to be the end of the road, presumably, for him. So And you look at point guards, they don't have this kind of impact.
Yeah.
And so all of the accolades, all of the things that he's done in terms of guards that have won regular season MVP and finals MVP in the same season, they're very rare. There's only a handful over the course of NBA history. So we can get into the debate in terms of, how the point guard position has changed and all of that. What you can't deny is that SGA has driven the bus on a team the entire year. And you're right, the finals MVP or Super Bowl MVP, that can change the perspective on certain players.
Correct.
But when it's the cherry on top, when you've done it, you've demonstrated I'm the best player, I'm the most valuable player in the league, and then you add that to the equation, and you have a scoring title. It just puts you in a different stratosphere, and that's what SGA looks like he's on the brink of doing.
Yeah.
He wins this finals MVP. I've said it before. He would be the greatest Thunder ever. Now, you can suggest he's not the greatest player to ever play for the Thunder ever. I'd say that's Kevin Durant. But SGA would be the greatest Thunder ever. He would be the person in my mind that would have to mean the most to that organization, that would have to mean the most to that city, especially that immediate city. For me, Dirk Nowitzki was the greatest Maverick ever.
Yeah.
Ever. He brought us our first championship. There's Nowitzki Boulevard right there, right down by Harry Hines, right by the stadium. Like, Dirk Nowitzki is the greatest Maverick ever. I'm born and raised in Dallas because he brought us our first one. I love me some Steve Nash. Steve Nash won 2 MVPs, though he didn't win it in Dallas. I love me some Michael Finley. I love all them cats. But because he won that championship, Dirk's the greatest ever. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the greatest player, the greatest Thunder in the history of that franchise. And in all honesty, I don't know if that can ever be removed because you brought the first. Somebody could come behind him and win 2, 3, 4, 5, but you brought the first. There ain't nothing like bringing that first championship to a city. He'd be the greatest Thunder ever.
Nah, I like that. That's one of my takes, was that I think that if he can get this and accomplish this and get that finals MVP, he has to be the greatest Thunder of all time, right? Now, I think my favorite would be Kevin Durant, but one thing that Kevin Durant didn't do, he didn't bring no chip home, right? And I always say, like, accolades, that's for the players, right? Because, like, a fan can't take that home with him. Yo, man, I got the MVP. No. Kevin Durant got the MVP, right? But when you bring a championship, it's going to be a whole parade that you are a part of.
Yeah.
No parades are great without the fans.
That's a really good point.
You get what I'm saying? So I think he becomes the greatest Thunder of all time. But also, he's an elite company, and we got to start talking about him like as one of the greats. I was doing my homework on this thing, man, and it's only been a couple of players that won an MVP and a Finals MVP. And it was something that Slick was talking about, but as we dive deep into this thing, the last person to do it was LeBron James. That was 12 years ago with the Heat. The MVP and the Finals MVP?
In the same season.
In the same season? Steph Curry was phenomenal, right? No-brainer, unanimous decision. But you ain't get the Finals MVP in that same year. You got LeBron James, you got Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, you got the great Michael Jordan, you got Hakeem Olajuwon, you got Magic Johnson, you have Larry Bird, you got Moses Malone, who my uncle, rest peace, he passed away, Uncle Chip, he's always say, Moses Malone. You got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and the last one is Willis Reed for the Knicks. So as I think about this, like, yo, all these years of basketball, that's like 8, 9 play. That's it. Yeah. If he could do that, man, he's in a different company. And we got to talk about SGA as a great.
Yeah, that's well said by all of y'all. Mine is Hall of Fame. If he never dribbles the ball again. If he says, hey, man, we won a championship, OKC, I appreciate you. My time in the NBA is done. I'm hanging my cleats up. He's walking into the Hall of Fame. I think that's what this championship will mean, and that's what this MVP will mean. My man is averaging 32 points a game in the finals.
Yeah. Stop playing. Knock it off.
32 points a game in the finals. I'm sure that ranks very, very high among any superstars that you just said right there in the finals. My man is the league MVP, Western Conference MVP. Now you're about to be a champion and an MVP. Like I said, if he hangs it up right now, he's walking into the Hall of Fame at 26 years old, however old the young fella is, if he's able to get this done.
Slick, before we go to break, show us in real time, where does SGA move from all-time point guards, all-time greats, the Stocktons, the Nashes, the Chris Pauls, the Magics, the Isaiah Thomas, the Steph Currys? Yeah. Where does SGA move in your mind on that all-time list?
Well, prior to him closing this deal, I had him slipping into the top 10. And when if you look at that second 5, like how you order those, I think is in the eye of the beholder, right? And a lot of people pushed back on the idea that he would be in the conversation for top 5. If you're in that group, I think you're in the conversation. But what he does is he makes an even stronger case by having arguably the greatest season that a point guard has ever had, and it pushes it up there on the brink of making it into that top 5.
I think you have a question.
You got a question, Shady?
Class. First you learn class, raise your hand.
Oh, yeah.
I love the list, kinda. I don't see a brother, and it's Juneteenth, right?
It is Juneteenth.
Where's Russell Westbrook at? I'm just trying to figure this thing out, man. Whoa, I love the list. I know it's my SGA.
The list.
But I wouldn't be me.
That's a great question.
I wouldn't be me if I asked you that. And all these guys are phenomenal.
Who?
But brother,
Who are you taking out?
man, hold up. It's not for me, it's for you. Where is Russell Westbrook at? I don't know if you, now, it was real quick, because I'm going to tell you some numbers, because I know you know all the numbers, but you might have forgot, because you're a busy guy, you got kids, you got family, you on TV, you smart. Average a triple-double for a whole season.
That is true fact.
MVP.
MVP.
Right? So this, real quick, so you know that now. Now do your thing. Because I don't know, you might have, you busy.
Yeah, because it's
Juneteenth, you've been busy.
So here was the tough part.
a couple of them ain't got MVPs on there, huh?
Or average triple-doubles.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to pull Chris Paul out of there and put Russell in, we might have a conversation. But Steve Nash has multiple MVPs.
Double M.
And
How about John Stockton? What he got?
He's the
John
ultimate
Stockton
point
is the
guard.
all-time
He's the
leading
ultimate point
assist
guard.
leader.
Yeah.
Went to the finals twice.
He did pass it well. Went to the finals twice and came home.
Very underrated. Like people do not give him.
I like
enough
Jason
credit
Kidd,
'cause
though. I love Jason Kidd, but
Jason Kidd was like that.
No, Jason Kidd might be the best two-way player on that list.
They got
in terms of defensive and offensive.
And he got a chip.
He got a chip, and he took the Nets to the finals twice. Like he drove that bus.
Isaiah Thomas ain't in the top 5?
Nah.
I ain't that type of teacher. Let me stop grading everything. But real quick.
I mean, look, as I said, the second 5 for me, like, you can mix that up. And I would say that Jay Kidd on the cusp of that, maybe even go to John Stockton, like, that's kind of loose. I think my first 3, I'm solid with that, because Oscar was the first.
I respect
to
it.
average a triple-double.
Yeah.
But, man, wow.
Did you
I think
Oscar got an MVP?
I think we're missing, we're missing
Oscar, he got an MVP?
Oscar?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm just...
League? Yeah.
Last thought, Slick.
Having this conversation now that you've seen it, like, I think you make a great point in terms of where he goes with the Thunder. I initially, when we had this conversation, I was like, no, you can't pass up KD, all that he did. But then you see it, and you see what it means to Oklahoma City. There's something about seeing it happen as opposed to imagining it that changes the feel of it. Like, oh, this dog, he got it done. And that, to me, moves him up the list.
That's well said. Hey, when we return, Caitlin Clark, she got poked in the eye yesterday, then she got knocked down to the ground. Earlier this week, this all happened. I mean, it was crazy. WNBA or the MMA, was it mixed martial arts? We were watching, bang, down goes Caitlin. Down goes Caitlin. Do the refs need to do more to protect her, the phenom of the league?
Down goes Frazier.
Hey, really quick,
Hey, Caitlin Clark, she got a little bloodied, you could say. Black and blue, you could say. Anyway, Acho, stop playing around. Read the prompt. She was poked in the eye by J.C. Sheldon, then knocked to the floor by Marina Mabry. The WNBA players
Fell down.
They fall down.
She fell down.
It's been a completely polarizing topic. Caitlin Clark, obviously the star of the WNBA, one of several stars, but you could suggest she shines the brightest, even though she's not the best player. Many would suggest it goes to different individuals. Shady, you said something yesterday I want you to have more time to elaborate on. Do you believe the refs need to do more to protect Caitlin Clark?
I do. And I think it stems from the commissioners, right? Whoever's running this league, there need to be an email sent out that says, hey, we need to protect our biggest asset. I'm being serious here.
I know
This whole thing is about business, right? I always tell my son this because he's like, man, why he ain't out there playing? I'm like, listen, people to the rest of the world, it's a sport. But there's a business side of things, right? That's why players team up with this player because it's a business thing. How can I benefit myself the most and make the most money? Well, I relate that to WNBA, where there was a point in time where nobody was really watching the WNBA. And there was a lot of better players than Caitlin Clark. Like, Maya Moore was phenomenal.
Yeah, she was like that.
Candace Parker was phenomenal, right? But they still wasn't like a main attraction like Caitlin Clark is. You know what? We can safely say this. Maybe she's the most important WNBA player we ever seen, right? Because look at the viewerships, look at the money. This year they're gonna touch $1 billion because of her, right? And I think of when she doesn't play, nobody really watches. She would skip like 2-3 weeks and like 55% viewership went down. She came back, the next game was almost 3 million people watched. So that shows you how important she is. That's one part. The most important part about it is this. If I'm a ref, right, and I don't want to treat anybody like more special than the other one, but that is sports. Nothing's fair, right? Michael Jordan, when he was the man, he got more favorable calls than other people. LeBron James, the same. So what I'm saying is, if she fouled somebody or they fouled her, cool. But when you purposely hitting her hard like that, like the girl poking her, all right, that's basketball, happens. Yeah. The other girl come from the blind side and knock her down, nobody even knows who that girl is, respectfully. If she goes out of this game and she doesn't play for 2 weeks, that won't do nothing to the ratings at all.
Mabry goes out. Yeah, that's what.
If she goes out for 2 weeks for knocking down Caitlin Clark, that doesn't do anything to the ratings.
True.
If Caitlin Clark is hurt for 2 weeks from this girl knocking her down, right, after the whistle, a dirty play, it hurts the viewership. Now, let's say, knock on wood, it gets deeper and she misses a year or two. What happens to the ratings? We got to think about the business part. I keep telling this thing to you guys. So maybe I'll give you an example. I'm coming to watch Caitlin Clark, right? But if you want to watch a girl that look like Kyrie Irving, it's a girl on her team. Kelsey Mitchell.
Kelsey Mitchell like that.
It's like that.
Like that.
Step backs, yanking you back, everything.
Off the
so with me watching Caitlin, I found another player that I like even more than her. That's the viewership. That's the power that she has. And I keep saying, like, it's a business. If they always talk about how there's not equal pay in women's basketball compared to NBA. Well, I hear that, but why was people paying to watch our play? Now they are. So when you keep Caitlin Clark on the floor and you protect her a certain way, now you bring in more money, more revenue, more commercials. I haven't seen so many commercials, so many advertisements for women's basketball. Now, who y'all think that's because? Caitlin Clark. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying, hey, give her fake fouls. Oh, they touched her as a foul. No, I'm not saying that. But we can't be letting people knock the superstar that's got the whole world watching women's basketball. We can't let that happen. Can't let that happen.
Where I agree with Shady is here.
You gotta agree with me, brother.
I agree with him on this. I think the refs need to levy heavier punishments for non-basketball plays that occur during basketball games. That's where I'm at. Because it's not a coincidence that Marina Mabry thinks she can get away with checking Caitlin Clark because she saw her teammate check Caitlin Clark, body check her to the ground, and there was no punishment. Go back to here. Kennedy Carter, remember, that was last year with the Sky. Marina Mabry is a part of the Sky at that point in time. Kennedy Carter didn't get ejected. She only got a favorite one. So if I know that's tolerable, well, if I'm Marina Mabry, cut to that tape, please, now, Colvin. If I'm Marina Mabry and I saw my teammate do it a year ago, I know I can get away with this. So you have to levy heavier punishments. You have to levy heavier punishments for non-basketball plays that occur during basketball games. I don't think it needs to be any special rule. It just needs to be a common sense rule. It's a non-basketball play. That shouldn't just be a flagrant one. Again, for those that want to suggest, we need to be gender neutral, I'm reminded of Tom Brady, Bernard Parler. I want to show you all the hit. If you're a little squeamish, you can look away. Bernard Parler hits Tom Brady low towards the ACL. Boom. Tom Brady misses the entire 2008 season, if I'm not mistaken, the majority of the 2008 season, the year after they started 19-0. And as a result, there was the Brady rule. What was the Brady rule that was implemented? Hey, a defender cannot initiate a roll or lunge and forcibly hit the passer in the knee area or below, even if he is being contacted by another player. That is now emphasized in 2009 because Tom Brady missed the 2008 season after Tom Brady shined in the 2007 season. Caitlin Clark has shined in the 2024 season. We do not want to wait for an injury to occur to have to implement a Caitlin Clark rule. All I'm saying is non-basketball plays that occur during basketball games, just levy heavier punishments to deter basketball players from doing it. That's all I'm suggesting. Why the sigh, Rick? Why the sigh?
I don't want any special rules. And I've watched Marina Mabry, and I went to a Seattle Valkyrie game last weekend. Caitlin Clark was nowhere to be seen. Caitlin Clark has already introduced us to the WNBA, and we've already come to appreciate it. You bought the league pass.
I did.
You bought the league pass.
Spent my hard
You didn't
earned
buy
money.
the Indiana Fever pass.
Watching the game.
You bought the league pass, right? And you're watching games other than
Caitlin Clark,
the Indiana Fever, correct? And you're appreciating the players. The physicality of the women's game is part of the attraction. This chippiness and this going back and forth is part of the attraction. We appreciate it because it looks like they really care.
Yeah.
They all really care. They're playing for something. And can we play your clip again?
Which one?
I want you to see the beginning of that clip, the previous one, not the Mabry one.
Kennedy Carter.
The clip. Watch Caitlin Clark as she's getting bumped and how she. Now give me the close up on this, right?
What are we looking for?
Oh, referee, did you see that? Did you see that? She bumped me. I went down. Are we going to do something? Look at the look. She knows she's coming. She gave her the little, I see it coming.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying she knows what she's doing. She may not be a flopper, but she's an embellisher.
Oh.
I know I'm about to get bumped. I'm going to go down. Can I get a call here?
She asked for this?
She knows what she's doing with Mabry. She's walking away. She gets bumped. She gets chest bumped, and she goes down.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Wait. Wait.
There's nothing happening. To my knowledge, she has yet to be fouled where she has missed a single minute of a game.
You think she's seen this right here? You think she's seen this coming? One more time.
She's ready.
You talking about Kennedy Clark or this?
You think she's seen that right there?
You think she got bumped hard enough to go down in that situation?
This is what I will say, though.
I like your toughness, Slick.
Come on,
I like
Slick.
your toughness.
You serious?
Let me say this, though.
Go ahead, James.
Let me say this. Number one, I am with Slick for half of that. I'm not with Slick for the other half.
I'll take
the
half.
half that I'm with Slick is you do not want to take the competitiveness and the chippiness out of the WNBA. Because watching these games, I believe that what makes the WNBA, because they do be out there scrapping. And it's not just when they're playing Caitlin Clark. It's when they're playing each other. And it can be totally different games, totally different teams. So I want to keep that. But what I will say is the extra stuff after the whistle has to stop. And that's an easy correction. That doesn't have nothing to do with the refs. Acho, you showed Tom Brady's knee. Now when a player hits a quarterback low, what are they doing? They're fining them, and they taking their money. It's a couple things in this world that you truly, truly care about. That's your family, and that's your bread.
That's your money.
So let's just talk about this real quick, because the league can fix this easy. Okay, so Sheldon, the one that fouled her, poked her in the eye. She make $81,000. After taxes, that's $40,000. Say if you get a flagrant foul after a whistle, it's $10,000 fine. How many do you think you have?
Dang, come on, man.
I'm just keeping it real. How many you think it have? Mabry, she's one of the highest paid players in the WNBA at $200,000. After taxes, that's $100,000. So listen, during the play, if you get a flagrant, cool. We'll talk about it. Ain't no fine. If you get a flagrant foul after the whistle, $10,000 fine. How many you think we'll have?
Yeah.
The refs ain't got to do nothing.
That's fair.
This is what it is. A flagrant after the whistle, that's a non-basketball play, is $10,000, whether you like it or not. Yeah. I guarantee you there'll be a lot of people saying, the whistle stopped. I guarantee you, once you start playing with that money, it's a very easy fix.
To be fair, Mabry did,
They
after
upgraded
the fact, they upgraded it to a flagrant tool.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Flagrant 2, and she is going to
Should
be
have been
fine.
gone.
I do believe, and this is where I agree with you guys, like, I do believe that the refs can quell some of this. Because if you watch all of those, like, you never see the refs come in.
Taking control, yeah.
Even the flagrant foul at the end of that game, it's security that comes in to break it up. Like, look, when you're a ref on the floor, just like you're an athlete on the field, you know when things are starting to get heated, right? And you're on guard. And so as soon as you know that, anything happens, refs got to jump in there and stop all of this.
I got a question. And Colvin, let's look at this tape again. I got a question.
$1,000 fine.
Do y'all think this was a Sophie Cunningham tape? Because look at after Cunningham fouls, Cunningham is wearing the number 8 jersey. You see, she doesn't turn. She's ready. Watch intensely. After she fouls, two people come towards her, and she bout that action. Yep. Do you think Caitlin needs to do more to protect herself in the interim?
1,000%.
I don't know that Caitlin would have done
1,000%.
that. I think if Caitlin fouled somebody hard, I don't know that Caitlin would have
would have stood on her
the other
heels
direction.
and then dug her feet in the ground. Like, obviously, I'm with Shady in the part of like, hey, the refs need to do more. But you know the old quote, God helps those who help themselves. Right. Will the refs help those who help themselves as well? Shady, you seem like you're in disagreement.
Yeah, because y'all talking about Caitlin like she's just a regular player out here. She's not. If out of all the commissioners for the NBA, right, who would you say was the best one? Would you say David Stern? I'm asking you, Slick. You know the most.
Timing, yes.
Timing, right?
Sure.
Why was he so good? Because he found a way to monetize his superstars.
Yeah.
When I look at the Bird and Magic, how that thing went down. The NBA wasn't doing well there, right?
Are they not monetizing?
Hold on. I don't think so. I keep saying the biggest reason why you talking about all these other girls playing, nobody watching for them. Sorry.
But they're watching them now.
You and James, respectfully love y'all don't count. It's millions of people around the world that's watching because Caitlin Clark. Let me ask you a question.
League pass don't count.
Let me ask you a question, though, sir. Before I get to my take, when you start really diving into watching women's basketball?
When Caitlin Clark joined the NBA.
Check. Now, you probably been on it, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about you?
Only because of today. So
That's your friend.
Yeah, it's my homie.
But if your friend wasn't there,
No, it's because my daughter.
I never really seen women's basketball on TV like that.
But you talk about truly following, though. Not like going and watching one game and not.
Okay.
Yeah. Like right now, I
know
truly
stats.
watch
I know
it.
who's
Like I
nice.
watch all the games.
I know who's good, right?
Yeah. I watch all of
So
them
me
now.
too, and that's most of the world. So my thing is, now that we finally have one of those, one of them GOATs, one of them Jordans, one of them Birds, one of them Magics, one of them LeBron James, Steph Currys, we need to take care of that thing. So, the Jordan though, right? When Michael Jordan was playing and he was this and that third, he was a regular player. They said, you know what, we have something, and we might not have him long. We don't know how long we got him. But when we got him, let's make sure we get the biggest and most valuable out of him. So then we start going global. Right? Mm-hmm. Do y'all remember this?
Of course.
So now when I'm sitting here like, okay, now women's basketball, we've never had that. We had better players, but we never had most popular players, okay? So now we got one. Why wouldn't we protect her? So if Alcho's right, she can't protect herself a certain way. Cool, all right, bet. Let's find a way to protect our most best asset.
But what I'm asking you is this.
What are we talking about?
Jordan didn't get punked. No. So though the refs protected Jordan, Jordan also protected himself. Jordan wasn't out there getting punked. So what I'm saying is I agree
Jordan
with you.
became the guy.
He wasn't getting punked.
He didn't need to.
But he
didn't need to.
2-5. Jordan was never getting punked.
Now, how about
whether it
this?
was his teammates at practice he was punching, whether it was the opponent that he was checking. My problem is Caitlin getting punked. Does she need to protect herself?
So look, when they was whooping on Jordan and all that, and then he became the champ, because he fought back, he became the champ. When he became the champ, it was his league, all that Pistons behavior was gone. Oh, Jordan's arrived.
Yeah.
It's over with. Am I lying?
And you know what?
Yeah.
Caitlin ain't there yet.
Mm-hmm. Why?
No. Part of the legacy of Michael Jordan is that he went through the Pistons, and he lived through that treatment, and that's my issue with having special rules for Caitlin Clark her second year in the league. It's like now you're undermining her, because now we're saying, oh, she's like.
She's too
delicate. We got to treat her with kid gloves. She's too valuable.
I'm not saying
we got to treat her different than any other player. No, I agree with you. There's ways to avoid too much of the extracurricular activity. But to this point, this is part of the attraction. Because you got people that are so heated about, look at how Caitlin's being treated.
So?
And yet Caitlin is still getting busy and getting it done.
So see the reason why we watching.
That's right. That's why we're watching.
All these girls getting these basketball deals. You think they're just giving them out?
None of that.
We have MVPs over MVPs that don't get more attention than her. But this is what I'm saying. If Caitlin fouls my heart some way, I'm cool with that. If they foul her, I'm cool with that. But the girl poking her eye and then another girl coming up and knocking her down, you can't be doing that.
So I will.
Because we're not talking about a regular player, though. I don't think y'all hear what I'm saying. What I'm saying is all the girls in the basketball, they all right here, right? And then you got the superstars, right? A'ja Wilson, you got his levels, right? But then you got Caitlin. And what I'm saying is other people get attention for trying to do things to her. She's that great, bro. And I think it's time for us to start treating her like that.
She is that great, but
I don't get what we talking about. If this was football, the quarterbacks, they won't be letting that happen. But now, think about that for a second.Maybe if it was Michael Vick or Cam Newton, yeah. But if it's Tom Brady and it's Peyton Manning, if it's John Elway, they not doing that.
But we're not talking about during the whistle though. We're talking about after the whistle.
That's what I'm talking about.
So listen though, I'm with Acho. You have a daughter. You have a young daughter.
Yes, I do.
If you've seen her getting treated like this after the whistle, yeah, you'll be frustrated, but you'll probably tell her to stop turning your back and protect yourself.
Is my daughter Messiah? Did she save the league?
Whatever she is.
No, it's not no whatever. That's not
But
whatever.
if she's getting hit after the whistle, why are you walking away, turning your back? They after you.
James, that's what I'm saying. Obviously, the girl can't protect herself. She can't do that.
I'm not saying swing and fight and do all that.
What's what I'm saying, though? What I'm
walking
saying
away,
is
turning her back.
She keeps doing it, right?
You can't talk junk and then walk
She keeps doing it, right?
She keep doing it.
I bet. So that lets you know that, okay, well, you just can't change, right? Right? I don't know if you ever had family members that do bad stuff. They do something they just can't change, right? You know, they come in the house, you got to lock the door, put all your jewelry in your pocket because you know they just can't change, okay? What I'm saying is this, bro. If she can't change, cool. As the league, we got a great asset. Everything in life is about getting that money in your pocket, right? You hear what I'm saying? Now we have the person in hand. We have her. Why would you let somebody destroy the Messiah that's going to help everybody?
After the whistle, I agree. That's why I said start hitting their pocket.
So, before you go to break,
but if that is my daughter, turn your back one more time after you done talked some junk and you done been knocked down 4 5 times.
Hopefully your daughter
Stop turning your back.
The Messiah. But if you're right, we can...
Messiah
send the email out.
I'm not reading it.
The email says, yo, protect the Messiah at all costs.
I'm not
and if you
reading
don't,
it,
It went to the spam folder.
reading it now.
I can't wait to get an email from Shai.
yo, I don't know. I would hate to do business with y'all. I can't do business with y'all dudes. Y'all be the most assholes letting it go.
When we return, the whole league got the email that Jaire Alexander is joining the Ravens. Another All-Pro headed to Lamar Jackson's squad. Does this put added pressure on the two-time MVP? You get one of the best DBs in football. Let's talk about it. That's
Listen, man. Good for the Yankees, Michigan. They'll be broken.
Lamar Jackson publicly asked for quarterback Jaire Alexander, and Eric DeCosta said, hey, your wish, my command. The Ravens, they signed him a day later. Lamar, you see him there welcoming his former college teammate. They both played together at Louisville, Jaire and Lamar. They welcomed each other yesterday. Lamar was ecstatic to see Jaire, all-pro quarterback, in the building. James Jones, Jaire Alexander, does the acquisition put added pressure on Lamar Jackson?
Added pressure on Lamar. How my man do it? He gonna strap up. He gonna do what he gonna do. Jaire gonna play. Jaire gonna ball. He gonna play at an all-pro level when he is out there. He is going to do his thing. Added pressure on Lamar? No. Lamar Jackson has put it added pressure on himself. Just strictly by the way he plays in the playoffs. The added pressure is on himself. You're a two-time MVP. You're one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. Elite quarterback. Nobody argues that. You are special. You are like that. Lamar Jackson. But the added pressure has been put on him the way he has performed in the playoffs in his career. So adding anybody, I don't care who you add. I don't care if you add Jalen Ramsey tomorrow. The added pressure is on Lamar Jackson to deliver in the playoffs. You said it earlier, Acho, in the show. He's had number 1 defenses, number 3 defenses, number 5 defenses. Jaire's going to help him have another top defense.
Yeah.
The main dude in the added pressure is Lamar Jackson.
Where I disagree is that I think it puts a lot of added pressure on Lamar Jackson because if Lamar has an elite defense, it's not going to be the defense's fault that y'all lose. So now the question is, whose fault is it? We're not going to blame Isaiah Likely. We're not going to blame Rashad Bateman. We're not going to blame, we might blame Derrick Henry, but Lamar, by the acquisition of Jaire Alexander, you now have probably the best defense in all of football. I believe you have the best cornerback tandem. I believe you'll have the best safety tandem, and you have a top 2 linebacker in football. So it's not going to be the defense's fault. So if you fall short, whose fault is it? I'm looking back at the box score of the Ravens versus the Chiefs 2 years ago when the Ravens had the one seed in large part because of the defense in Lamar Jackson's MVP campaign. The Ravens held the Chiefs to 17 points, and you lost? How you lose a game when you hold Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, to 17 points? Because you only scored 10 and you also turned the football over. Given the fact that there's not going to be a defense to blame this season, I don't think there's going to be. Who's going to be to blame? Is it going to be Derrick Henry? He doesn't fumble the ball often, so I doubt it's going to be on him. I think all the pressure, and for sure added pressure, has to be on Lamar Jackson because I don't know who else it could be on.
Well, I mean, you and James, you guys are tough on Lamar because
I love Lamar.
Mark Andrews dropped a 2-point conversion to tie the game, and y'all don't even talk about him. It's all Lamar. I watched this morning say everything's about Lamar. So I guess the pressure got to be on Lamar. Lamar, he played bad in the first half. Cool, that happens in football. Look at this, though. Right at his chest. You know, they say if the ball hits your hands, you should catch it.
Yeah, you can touch it and catch it.
The ball hit him all in 89, all on his chest. Right?
And we ain't say nothing about this. Now, Mark Andrews is all-pro. He's been good his whole life. Oklahoma, he was nice. High school, he was nice. And we don't say nothing about that. It's always Lamar Jackson. So I guess the pressure got to be on him. I just think that, we got to start grading these players for who they are. Like, if Lamar fell short in the prior games before the last one, right? Because the one game of Buffalo the first time around, he didn't play well.
No.
He threw pick sixes and all that. That's his fault, right? Lamar, when he played against Patrick Mahomes, he probably should have did more. First half, defense couldn't stop nobody, right? Even though they were number one defense. Second half, they shut him out. And I think that Lamar probably should deliver.
Yeah.
But this last game against Buffalo, Buffalo,
Mark Andrews could have helped.
Mark could have helped.
Yeah,
he lost him the
turned
game.
The ball over too,
Mark lost him the game. And
He didn't lose it to him because I think, remember, they don't win off that catch. It's still tied.
What about before that?
Lamar
You forgot?
Jackson,
He turned the ball. He had a fumble.
Yeah, he did.
Lamar throw first down, and you run and fumble. But we don't talk about that. You get what I'm saying? And that's why when I grade Lamar, I am fair. When I grade anybody, I am fair. I'm not biased. You might say I'm biased to the Eagles, but other than them, I'm fair.
Yeah.
And Lamar just been phenomenal. I just think that the last game he played against Buffalo, he had a bad first half. That's football.
Yeah.
I watch players fumble balls. I watch players look bad. I watch it all the time. In the second half, they put their cape on and say, yo, I messed up. Let's get it going. And Mark Andrews lost the game for him. Simple as that.
Okay,
but we don't say that.
So let's give Mark that loss. Let's give Mark that
He
loss.
lost that game
All
for him.
Let's give Mark that loss.
Can't even
No, hold on.
There were 2 turnovers by Lamar.
Hold on. We all good.
In the first half.
Cool. Let's give Mark that loss, right?
hate hat on.
Because you do keep it a buck up here sometimes. On some players.
On some players.
That's not what
You
I
know
heard.
what I mean? Because Lamar Jackson, you've watched him in the regular season, Shady, right? Look like that, right? So if that Lamar Jackson you watch win 2 MVPs and look like that, and forget it, push his MVP seasons over there. The non-MVP seasons, you've seen him look like that. And if we was to tell you the man got 10 passing touchdowns and 7 interceptions in the postseason, and he's had number 1 defense, number 3 defense, top 5 defense, how can we not blame Lamar? Or how can we not say, Lamar, you got to be better? Because these dudes you playing against, and Josh Allen and the dude with the good hair in Kansas City is playing way better. 53 touchdowns.
Show it. We got
25 touchdowns. You have to be better. I don't care who's on your team. That's all I'm saying about Lamar. I just don't see the MVP Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. I see a different guy. And if you're going to get through these 2 dudes, you got to be that same guy, because these 2 dudes are the same guys when the postseason comes. That's all I'm saying. It's dudes on Josh Allen's team that probably ain't make no plays in the playoffs neither, but Josh covered that up. It's dude on Patty's teams, like you say, when he went to Lamar, all the receivers was dropping passes. And he got that done. Lamar Jackson has to be the one to get it done. I don't care who's on the defense. Jaire, Roquan, I don't care who's on the team. In the playoffs, he has to be the MVP. That's all I'm saying. You can give that loss to Mark Andrews, but I'm giving him all the other ones. That's all. He's too good for that.
That's where I'm at. He's just too good for it.
Too good for
If it was Justin Fields we was talking about, I'd lower the bar. If it was, but we're talking about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. I just need to. He's too good, and even James, his team is too good.
True.
Forget all that. That's where I'm at now with it. Forget how good Lamar is. Do we realize how good his team is?
His teams.
Do we realize, like, Marlon Humphrey, all-pro. Madubuike, all-pro. Roquan Smith, all-pro. Kyle Hamilton, all-pro. Jaire Alexander, all-pro. Forget Jaire. He just got here. Patrick Queen the years before, all-pro. His team is too good. Shady tells me all the time, Shady don't even really start talking about individuals until they all pros. You telling me half the defense is all-pro? Half of them? So you telling me half the squad is all-pros? His team is too good. Go ahead, LaShawn.
You want to go to his offense? Did a good job on defense. Go to his offense now.
Derrick Henry, probably best running back since the last 10 years.
Wait, hold up. He just said that he's not taking this year. He said that this last game was on Mark Andrews. You just said that.
Yeah,
so go to them other years. Because Patrick Queen didn't play last year, so keep going. Because you got this.
The year before
you got us in the
Patrick
box.
Queen
Go ahead.
The year that played the Chiefs.
Bro, go ahead.
The year they played the Chiefs, they had the number 1 defense in football.
Yeah.
You told us that. We asking you who's the offense. We asked you a simple question, dog. You went to the defense.
Okay, great. Who on offense?
They had the number 1 rushing team.
Oh my man.
They did. No, to Shady's point, I would even say they didn't have a ton on offense the year before that, right?
You want me to name them? Because y'all don't want to name them.
I mean, they had Rashad Bateman. They had Zay Flowers.
Let's slow down with this, though. Let's slowly go through
us to talk fast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Rashad Bateman.
Does he start? I don't know if he starts on every team in the NFL.
He'd be a number 3. He'd be a number 3.
Oh, okay.
Zay Flowers.
Young Jay Flowers.
He good.
They had
Aguilar.
I'm not getting there yet.
Oh, okay.
They had Isaiah Likely. He would start. He'd be a number 2 tight end on every team.
He's not even starting right now.
They had Mark Andrews. They had Mark
Likely's
Andrews.
like
Okay,
that.
so now we got an all-pro tight end,
Yep.
and you got a good rotational tight end.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And then you have Rashad Bateman, Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, Nelson Aguilar.
Oh, slow down. Who's the last one?
Nelson Aguilar is your number 4.
Oh, okay.
Number 4.
Okay.
He won a Super Bowl with the Eagles in 900 yards at that same position.
And the Eagles couldn't wait to get rid of him.
You have
I'm
Lamar,
simply suggesting
you have
you get
Lamar
Josh
Jackson.
But here's the thing.
You got a
but hold
bunch
on.
of really good.
Who did they lose to? Because you lost to a Chiefs team with Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Juju Smith-Schuster, the white boy, number 84, that went to Penn.
Watson.
Justin Watson.
I play with him.
So who are they?
Travis Kelce. I don't know if you want to.
Yes,
You don't want
sir.
to mention him for some reason.
I was gonna
You want to skip over him for some reason. Like he didn't count.
Travis
And Juju, for what it's worth, he's a solid number 2 receiver that played well. This is what I'm saying, though, bro. Let's go to the running backs for the Ravens. Because you said they're
Let's get to the running backs for the Chiefs,
Oh,
too.
wait, hold on. You said they're number 1.
Gus
number
Edwards
1
and
rushing.
number 1 rushing attack.
So who's running backs?
Gus Edwards.
They had Gus. They had the fast dude, too. Starts with a J.
Let's
Justice
do Gus.
Hill.
They put Gus
Justice
with
Hill. Them two.
Justice
Okay,
Hill.
Gus Edwards.
And Justice Hill.
Do we need to talk about Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Because that's the Chiefs team they lost to.
Let's talk about Pacheco. Let's talk about him, though.
7th round pick out of Rutgers. Let's talk about
I don't know what draft pick he was. I know what he does in the games. He ain't this. Come on, man.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's a good player.
With all that-
So all I'm saying is,
Okay, go
as
ahead. You
quick as y'all want to
finish, 'cause
throw
I
out the
wanna-
defense, y'all throw defense out there to see what sticks, right? To see if the viewers will take that. And I'm cool. I take that. Boom. And let me take now. You take this. What the offense? What they got on offense?
They did not have
Nobody on offense.
Let me say this though.
Cook 'em, James.
And
Cook 'em
I'm
real
leaning
quick.
Can't
back
cook me.
because
Cook 'em,
you know
James.
we in the facility. They average 29 to 30 points a game with all them bums that you think is on offense.
Lamar doing his thing.
What
You
happened in the
scored
playoffs?
10.
10.
Yeah, it ain't his fault.
Say, sack fumble.
You got a whole bunch. Now sack
It's his fault.
How the hell I'm gonna see somebody behind me, man?
I hate you. Go to break.
Hey, for real though, that's when we look up at the monitors like, man, it's time to go to the meeting. Shady ain't serious.
Go to break.
He ain't serious.
Come on, man.
Let's go. We got team.
And this is why I have a hard time with players that won that good. 'Cause it's like, I can't. Come on, man.
Oh, we got team meeting.
You want Lamar to win with them dudes?
Break. Just go to break. Run the thing.
He scored 10. He said, what?
Hey, the Chiefs, the Rams, the Ravens, the Giants, Seahawks, they are all wrapping up minicamp this week. It's time they put the helmets on. This is as serious as practice gets prior to training camp. So it's time for a little Emoji Mayhem. How do we feel about these teams
Might as well put
heading
my glasses
into
on now.
the
You ain't never lied.
season? Starting with the defending champ Chiefs. They wrapped up minicamp today. 2-5, how you feel about the Chiefs heading into the season?
Star eyes, baby. You see my glasses? Bling, bling, blow. Patrick Mahomes is back, man. Revenge year. Listen, man. Y'all Eagles beat me. I'm back on my bully tip. That means I'm pissed off, but I'm still a star. Andy Reid, his main thing he always says, look, you gonna let me make you a star? Make me a star, Andy. Let's get it.
Man.
Let's get it.
I got to take these off because I don't have star eyes. I can't see. I got zipper mouth on this one. I don't know where to put the Chiefs. Like, they do not have the best team again on paper. The Ravens just got even better on paper, but the Chiefs have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going to just zip it until Travis Kelce shows me exactly who he is this year. I'm going to just keep quiet.
They go every year. They're good.
I got star eyes, as you can see. And the main reason why is because we know the defense going to show up, right? The defense showed up all year last year. Good defense. And then Patty Mahomes gets all these new shiny toys back healthy. Pacheco coming back healthy. Rashid Rice healthy. My man Travis Kelce lost 25 pounds. You get Hollywood Brown to go with the star of the Super Bowl for the Kansas City Chiefs at least, and Xavier Worthy. I think this is going to be an explosive offense with everybody healthy.
It's a close one on the fan vote, but the fan vote got the sunglasses
Cool.
on.
They cool about it.
Sunglasses on. They big chilling with it. I like it. All right, transitioning to the Rams. Matthew Stafford got a huge target in All-Pro. Devontae Adams, Shady McCoy. How you feeling about the Rams?
Star team, star offense, solid defense. You see my shades?
Oh,
listen,
star.
I think Matthew Stafford's already a superstar. Then you add Devontae Adams with Puka.
And then Kai in the backfield? Yeah, stars everywhere.
Now I had to put him on. You get Devontae Adams, you added a star. Matthew Stafford, he's a star. Kyron Williams, a budding star. Puka Nacua, that's a star. And Jared Verse on defense is a star. Let me get them star eyes for this one.
Yep. Enough said. Y'all said it all. You got Devontae Adams coming over there that can play anywhere and everywhere. It's going to make that offense better. One of the baddest men to ever throw the football in Matthew Stafford. Sidearm, overarm, behind the arm, it don't matter. And then you got one of the baddest play callers to do it, too. I think the Rams are
Underarm?
phenomenal for this. Underarm right there.
Oh, the Rams, the fans, the thinking emoji is how they feel.
Oh, a lot of slow starts. They say, hold up.
I know. I wonder what they're thinking about. Hey, moving to Lamar Jackson squad, we just told y'all last block they added Jaire Alexander and also DeAndre Hopkins this offseason. Shady, how you feel about the Ravens?
Yeah, I'm pissed off and I'm mad. Listen, Lamar Jackson's favorite rappers is NBA Youngboy and Kodak Black, and they get real angry with their music.
Yeah, they do.
Listen, we got to pay everybody back for all these losses that Acho talked about, all these losses that James talked about. Pissed off Lamar Jackson.
Beep, 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 beep. That's bleeping out all the things I feel about the Ravens. I'm angry. I'm angry
in a good way or bad way?
In a bad way. I'm angry at the fact that every year it's the same thing. Hey, we need more help. We need more help. We fall short. It's not Lamar's fault. It is Lamar's fault. We need more help. We need more help. I'm so mad at you've had these good of teams and we haven't won enough yet. Go win some. Zipper mouth. Let's see what the fans
play.
Let's see what the fans have to say.
I broke these glasses, man.
Oh, the fans got star eyes.
I guess that Jaire Alexander got him with the star eyes right now.
I get it.
They putting together another good roster.
You
Yeah.
really broke them?
Yeah.
Like this. I guess broke like this. Like,
Yeah, they're taking them. Yeah, I guess we're taking them out this check. Take it out this check. Hey, moving on to the Giants. They signed Russell Wilson this offseason, and they drafted the phenom out of Penn State, Abdul Carter. Shady, how you feel about the Giants heading into the season?
I want to do stars, but I guess I can't. Summer. Salute it. Yeah, you got Russell, a Hall of Famer. You got Brian Daboll, Coach of the Year at one point in his career. Great defense after the quarterback. Why not?
You hot?
It's hot in here.
I'm sweating.
I'm sweating.
Oh, you sweating. Russ, how long are you going to keep your job? Can you keep it the whole season? Brian Daboll, it's hot in there. Your seat is hot. Are you going to keep your job the whole season?
Y'all know how I feel about the Giants. The G-men, that's what they call them. Hey, nose breathing, all that. That's how Russ should play because who knows how much longer you going to play. Go show them you still can play. And I think that's how this defensive line is going to look all year.
And you know how that defense is good. You see what they did to y'all.
Fans, what you say, who? Overwhelming. Landslide.
Man, come on.
James,
don't do the Giants
73%.
like that. Come on,
I hear you, fans.
bro.
Hey, lastly, the Seahawks. Where we at with this one? 2-5.
I feel nauseous. I feel nauseous, dog. I need a trash can. I feel nauseous. Yo, Sam Darnold's your quarterback? And then the backup is, yeah, okay, all right, okay. And then you gonna go to your Cooper Cup, you gotta do something? All right. Okay.
I'm nervous. A 10-win team last year, rookie head coach last year, going into your second year, but Sam Darnold's your quarterback. I'm nervous, man.
Oh, man. I'm sleeping. And either I'm sleeping on them and they're going to be better than I thought, or I'm sleeping because they're not going to be a good football team, man, and you ain't going to want to watch them. You're going to want to take a nap.
Fans, what you say? They're right there with James Jones. Somebody bring out the pillows and the blankets because it seems like the fans are sleeping on them, too. Hey, if y'all want to weigh in on these polls, the facility, FS1, y'all check it out every morning so y'all can comment on what y'all think. Hey, when we return, Pacers are in a must-win situation. It all comes down to this: 82 regular season games, 18 postseason games, but the 19th game, or this might be the 20th game, is the only game that matters for the Indiana Pacers. They played 100 of them so far, but it's all about 101. That's next. Hey, the Pacers are in a must-win situation tonight at home against the Thunder. They also have a huge obstacle since Tyrese Halliburton is a game-time decision with the calf strain. Rick, Slick, the one and only. Hey, will the Pacers' dream season, Shady's referred to it as a Cinderella story, will it all come to an end tonight?
Yes.
Really?
Unless. Unless. I just feel like there's a lot of meat on the bone that the Pacers haven't taken advantage of.
Okay,
Like,
tell me that.
Unless Halliburton gives us another game 3. I don't need a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I just 22, 11, 9. Give me that. That works. I need Rick Carlisle. One of the reasons we believed that the Pacers had a chance was because of Rick Carlisle. Have you noticed that he has not changed up his defensive strategies? Like the full court 94 feet of pressure and wore down SGA and Jalen Williams, that worked the first 3 games, right? The adjustments been made. Mark Dagnall made adjustments. Why aren't we trapping them now? Why aren't we laying back and then trapping them as soon as they get across half court? Why are we not showing them some zone? Why are we not mixing it up and making things at least a little complicated for them? You can't stop SGA and Jalen Williams. Can we stop one of them? Can we just
That's a really good point, though.
That's true.
That's a really good point.
One of them?
That's a really good point.
Right?
Pick
Like,
one. They can't get 40 and 30.
Take one of them out and say, you know what, Jalen, if you can go for 50 or 60,
so
good,
be it.
right?
Yes.
But we can't have 30 and 40.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
I can't have a difference between the two backcourts of 11 points, 9 assists, and 7 turnovers from the Indiana Pacers, and 71 points, 14 assists, and 4 turnovers from the Oklahoma City Thunder.
What are we talking
That's a
about?
60-point difference.
Yeah.
So, and maybe shoot the 3 as you have all playoffs long, as opposed to the 30% that I saw, I believe, in the last game.
I refuse to believe this series is over. I refuse. This is a team that has fought every single series. The team that came back from down 20 in Game 5 against the Bucks to win. The team that came back from down 19 and down 20 against the Cavs in Game 2 and Game 5 to win. The same Pacers team that came back from down 17 in Game 1 against the Knicks to win. The same Pacers team that came back from down 15 against Game 1 against the Thunder to win. That Pacers team ain't going home tonight. They can't go home tonight. Not the team that's shown more fight in the playoffs than I would suggest any team we have seen in the last 10 to 15 years. Not that Pacers team. Not that Siakam that I know. Not that Nembhard that I know. Not that Naismith that I know. Not that Toppin that I know. Not that McConnell that I know. Not that Mathurin that I know. And not that Halliburton that I know. Not them. I refuse to believe that the comeback kids, that the cardiac kids, I refuse to believe that they without a pulse. I won't believe it. Can't do it. Won't do it. Can't win with it.
Can't win with them. It's so hard to say goodbye to the home. Hey, man, this here is over. And I hear you scratching, you clawing, right? That should be
Still hanging on that Tyrese Halliburton train.
That should be Rick Carlisle's speech walking in there. We fought and we battled and we came down from 20. We hit buzzer, all that. That should be his speech. Hey, man, this here's over. And you know what? It was a heck of a run. It was a great series that they turned it into because I thought it would be a gentleman's sweep, and they actually turned this into a competitive series, even without their best player playing at a very high level. I think they are going to come out and fight with some pride. I just think at the end of the game, like it's been the last 2 fourth quarters, I think the OKC Thunder and J-Dub and SGA has too much for them, and it will be a celebration on the home floor of the Indiana Pacers, and Shai will have that MVP trophy.
Yeah.
And he will jump into Slick's top 10 point guards.
Smart man, James, smart man. That was great. You two, great, excellent. It's over though. All the George Masons, all the VCUs, all the Florida Gulf Coast teams, all the Davidson.
You're gonna give us a little Gonzaga?
It's over.
It's over.
The Cinderella story is over with. This is not the NCAA tournament, man. And they did a great job. And I commend, and they played well, the Pacers, right? You get a good fight, right? Team effort, 15, 12, 13. You did a good job at it. It's over with. SGA tonight will close this thing out. In closeout games, I don't know if you guys know, but my brother is 3-1. And it's Juneteenth. So you know he's going to play a little extra better, right? But on a serious note, I just think it's over. He's 3-1. He's averaging 34
points a game and closeout games. I think they're a better team. Slick had a good point of trying to eliminate one of them. Is it SGA or was it J-Dub? It don't matter. Because the real issue is the Pacers play solid defense. The truth, they do.
They do.
They can't score when they need to score. Do you know why? Because they're trying to do this as a group. You get your 15, I get my 12. This is the NBA, it's the finals. This league is built on superstars. Not a whole bunch of role players that go from the starting five all the way down to the 10th guy on the bench. No. So, yes, it's over with. It's going to be a great celebration. I can't wait. I can't wait to see that blue confetti in Indiana tonight.
I hope me and Shady are wrong.
I hope no. I
hope me and Shady are wrong because I would love to have a Game 7.
Game 7 would go crazy.
And on a serious note, the so-called superstar for the Pacers, he's talking like, I'm going to do everything in my power to play? Huh? You got a little shin injury that you was running around the whole game with.
A little shit.
Think about it, though. I watched guys that's hurt. I just told y'all the other day, Aaron Gordon. I knew he was hurt. Right? If you didn't even know who he was, and you watched the game, Dad, why is he moving so slow? Why is he limping? He's hurt. Number 0 for the Pacers? Well, why he keep missing? Is he hurt? Because he just keep missing.
What if he don't play tonight?
He's setting up an excuse.
What if he don't
I ain't buying that excuse. You said, what if he what?
Don't play.
We got to get to break.
My opinion for him is already set.
We got to get to break. Hey, Shedeur Sanders, he got a speeding ticket. We're going 101 miles an hour in a 60-meter zone, 60 miles per hour zone at like 12:20 a.m. last night or a couple nights ago. Hey, will it impact his starting job? That's next in the facility.
They got gloves in Cleveland.
They got to be Texas.
And Shedeur Sanders issued a speeding ticket by the police early Tuesday morning, driving 101 miles an hour, which was 41 miles per hour over the 60 mile per hour speed limit. Now, the Browns have ended their minicamp last week, but Shedeur, I think, hung around the town and was speeding in a 60 James. Does this speeding ticket impact Shedeur Sanders' chances to win the starting job?
No. Come on, man. We've seen a lot of players do a lot of worse things and not impact the way the team treated them or them earning a starting spot. Man, the dude is a young fella and is a speeding ticket. He wasn't drinking. He didn't have no illegal stuff in the car, none of that. He just was speeding. That's it. This should have no impact when training camp comes around of any rotation, of how they gonna handle none of that. The young fella was speeding. I don't think this will have an impact. He still has the same opportunity. Get ready, learn from this. Do not be out there doing stupid things like this, but learn from this and get ready for training camp and go get ready to compete for a starting job. It shouldn't have anything.
I got a question, though, because I know the NFL is such a big brand and everything, but I work for Fox. So if I'm driving and I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking like that, and I had somewhere to be, and I'm just driving real fast, will Fox care? If I get caught driving 100 miles per hour in one of my cars,
I wouldn't be in here because
probably
number one, nobody would ever know.
But I'm saying it's got out there. You know what I mean?
I doubt it'd be that significant.
You see what I'm saying? Now, if he did something real serious, cool. He ain't harm nobody. Shedeur's really a good kid.
Yeah. But here's my thing, though, because I want to stop down for a moment. I don't want to downplay going 101 and a 61. It's not like it was safe. Again, we've seen incidents happen with NFL players and with prospective NFL players. I don't want to name names.
He wasn't drinking, though. He wasn't drinking.
Of course not, but there have been other tragic and sad stories of even collegiate athletes that were speeding in it. So I don't want to downplay as if it's no big deal. It's not a monumental deal. Nobody was harmed, though somebody could be harmed. To Shady's point, he wasn't drinking. Drinking plus driving is a terrible offense. But I just don't want to act like it's nothing. Y'all got kids. Y'all both got sons. If your son was going 101, you wouldn't just be like, you're a kid, son. No big deal. You can say something.
No, but I would say is be smart. Don't do them type of things. But then again, I was a kid like that though. I've drove fast like that.
Everybody has.
Come on, he got a new car. He's taking, and it's 12 o'clock a.m. or 1 a.m. Something 2 a.m.
12:24.
Ain't nobody outside for real. You probably had somewhere to be at that time at 2 a.m., 1 a.m. You probably had somewhere to be. You couldn't wait to get there.
I don't think it'll impact his starting job, but I do think the immaturity that it takes 1-2 speed, those kinds of decisions will impact the starting job. This by itself, not at all. But when you go in this fast, it's probably a sign of immaturity. We've all sped. We all have. I haven't recently, only because I'm old and I understand speeding at 12:24, it's not even about you. I don't trust who else is on the road at 12:24. Y'all know me. I've never drank. I don't drink. So I know I ain't drunk. But at 12, 24, people who got somewhere to be, they might be. And so I don't think this will impact his starting job, nor do I think it should impact his starting job. It's just making sure, like James said, learn from it. Because if you don't learn from it, those decisions could, but this by itself,
nobody up here saying it was the right thing to do. All right, young fella, you shouldn't be out there speeding, but it's a speeding ticket.
Speeding ticket.
With no alcohol, no drugs,
Marijuana,
no nothing in the car. Like, it's a speeding ticket. So for me, like I say, he was blessed to get a ticket. Nothing happened because nothing happened crazy. Learn from it, move on, but it shouldn't impact anything on the football field.
And you got a Browns. You got real stuff to worry about, like being a good team. Been bad for a long time.
Hey, we got stuff to worry about like the next segment. It's time for a Blitz meeting. The Lakers are being sold, surprise, surprise, for more money than any sports franchise in the history of sports, $10 billion. Do we love or hate the decision? That's next.
I was speeding yesterday.
Hey, it's time for a Blitz meeting. Huge news in the NBA. A report says that the Lakers will be sold for $10 billion with the B dollars. It's the highest amount ever for a U.S.
family
pro sports franchise.
And they bought it for $67 million.
That's crazy.
That's a crazy flip.
Crazy. That's a crazy flip.
One of the greatest.
And as I was thinking, what's the biggest brand in all of sports? Tupac, what you think?
It's an easy one. I think football is probably the #1 sport in America, right? I want the Cowboys. Put that star on you.
This should be a clean sweep. Shout out to Jerry Jones, because I think he has created the absolute biggest brand in all of sports. It's the Cowboys.
I messed it up then, man, because I mean, I see more Yankees fitteds than I do see Cowboys fitteds.
That's not the same.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, Jay-Z made that a
biggest
style.
brand in football. It's hard to go away from the Yankees, man.
Not mad at that.
Even if you are a Cowboy.
Are we missing any like crazy European soccer teams? Because you know they got. I was about to say Real Madrid.
I'm American, dog.
Man,
I'm American, homie. You keep doing that.
They said all sports. I had to ask all sports. Didn't say American sports. It said the biggest brand in all sports.
You play soccer?
No.
You play soccer?
Like football?
Real quick though, step back. Because where's the soccer dude in the graphic?
Come on, man.
I didn't build a graphic. It said on the TV, it said the biggest brand in sports. Right?
You keep messing around.
Right here.
We gonna take your American card, man.
Are we doing a good enough job if it's the biggest brand in sports, not American sports?
Every time we talk about this, you always like, you always leave American. Every time we talk about sports, you always leave American.
I come back, though.
Man,
I have to venture to Real Madrid.
Keep playing, you come back.
I had to go here.
Yeah, you're a little shaky, man.
Hey, the Ravens upgraded their defensive signing, a two-time All-Pro. They upgraded their defense, and they signed Jaire Alexander. Got us thinking, top defensive in the league is who, Shady? Scariest defense.
Who I got? Eagles or the Ravens? Who I got? I'm going with the Ravens. I thought it was the Eagles, but adding this DB, man, Jaire is a beast.
Yes.
When he healthy, he goes All-Pro every time.
Ravens got more All-Pros than any other defense. They got 5 first-round picks in their secondary. There's only 5 positions in the secondary. Yeah. They got 5 All-Pros on the defense. There's only 11 starters. It's the Ravens.
Man, I was tripping today, man. I'm messing up all the sweeps. That's 2 sweeps, man. I'm messing up all the sweeps.
Right,
but I'm going with the Houston Texans, man. You add C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You have Stingley Jr. over there. You have 2 bad pass rushers. Daniil Hunt. So they could be a scary.
You know what?
Defense,
no, he's
I like
right.
it.
I
like
I thought about it.
We should do this intentionally. I don't know if this is you, Reggie, messing with these lights, but I kind of like it. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. All right, moving. I stared at the light, so I can't read the prompter. Moving to the NBA. A report says Anthony Edwards is not recruiting Kevin Durant to come to the Wolves. But Kevin Durant said he didn't want to go to the Wolves. So is that like breaking up with the person who already broke up with you? I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, 2-5. Should Ant-Man want to play with KD?
I'm not going to mess this one up.
I mean, I'm going to say yeah. Like, who won't want to play with Kevin Durant? I mean, your second best player is Julius Randle. You see how he behaved in the Western Conference Finals? Right?
Need a spank.
I can say this. Look, Kevin Durant got to do that with. Yo, they got somebody, they say, yo, Randle, get in the corner. You know what? Just come out. Let's go right here. You can sit right here. Not KD.
I'm going to say no. I've said no before. There's no need to play with KD. Ant-Man, you a beast. You're going to get you one eventually. You don't need it.
Oh, that's why I said I knew I wasn't going to mess this one up because I knew where he was going. Come on, man. We watched the playoffs and we seen that Ant needed help. Yes is the answer.
Okay, you don't think KD would have helped them out?
Yes
Better than Randle?
is the answer.
Who would you have to lose, 2-5?
Randle.
It's not a one-for-one swap. Hey, season's on the line tonight for the Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton, the game-time decision with the calf strain. Who's the most important player for the Pacers tonight?
Siakam. I want to say Halliburton, but I watched this brother play all finals, and he hasn't been the best player. So, Siakam, it's up to you, bro.
Pascal. I'm with 2-5 on this one.
It's up to you.
Wow.
It's up to you.
Unanimous that Pascal is the best player on the Indiana Pacers.
That's not what I said.
Why you ain't
That's not what I said.
Unanimous.
He's the most important player tonight.
Yeah.
Now, why don't y'all choose America? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why don't y'all stay in America?
Because
you wanted to choose America. Why don't you stay in America?
It's a college
You
team.
said Halliburton.